Hello everyone, Jim Shelvy coming to you again with a conversations with our members. I'm excited to be here, albeit we're a day off because life happens in the real estate world, but we're here with Mr. Shawn Cowan. Shawn, first of all, thank you so much for being here. Welcome.
Absolutely, thanks. It's an honor and a pleasure.
Awesome. So you're kind of a diverse cat. You do a lot of different things. You're a politician, a realtor. What else?
An investor. I have investment property as well.
Dog owner?
Yeah, new puppy owner
Nice.
about a year and a half ago. So, yeah, I just tell people I'm in real estate, and it kind of covers a variety of different things. So
Yeah, I imagine. Well, so let's just get right into it. Shawn's been a member with us for, I don't know, since
February.
Yeah, since February. So most of this year. And we've had an opportunity. There's the that's Jax in the background that you hear, the chiming of the collar. We're going to meet Jax pretty quickly, I think. But Shawn, you've been in real estate for how many years?
Let's see, carry the two. 13.
Wow.
Yeah, I had my license since 2005. I graduated from Mizzou with a marketing degree, and my parents started flipping property, so I just naturally got more interested in that and picked up Rich Dad, Poor Dad and the cash
Robert
flow
Kiyosaki.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cash flow quadrants, and just really found a desire for it and a passion for it.
Fantastic. So it was your parents that inspired you to get into real estate.
They were the catalyst, yeah.
Fantastic. So how, 13 years is a long time in a real estate career, considering some of those years included 2008, 9, 10, and 11. So how was your business impacted? For those that are listening, can you find me a 2 that he carried in 13? But can you share with everyone, and those of you that are in the real estate world, it was tough for a minute. It was really tough. So how did you survive, or why did you stick with it through those challenging times?
So I was in real estate for 1 year. After I bought my first duplex, I ended up working for Enterprise Rent-A-Car for a few years, and then University of Phoenix. So there's about 5 years where I wasn't full-time real estate buying and selling, but I was still an agent investing with my parents. So
Gotcha.
there was a little bit of a break there, but there were very tough times.
Yeah, but you ducked and covered and tucked and rolled to avoid those. So you bought a duplex. Mm-hmm. So your first property was an investment property.
Yeah.
So loaded question. How's it been?
Well, it depends on who's on the other side of your duplex, I guess. But I've had a good experience with it for the most part. The person that I've always had I call them a roofmate because they're not a roommate, but I've had good experience with them. I did have a bad experience with a renter when I moved out of my first duplex into the one I'm in now. So I chose to let a property manager handle that because there are a lot of things that you can't control, and it's hard to be able to monitor more than one property at one time. So
Yeah, unless you're a property manager and that's what you do.
Right.
So, wow. So now I want to switch gears because, and I'm trying to be sensitive not to breach a sensitive subject.
Sure.
So, but it's a weird political climate that we're in right now. Why in the world would you choose to run for any kind of office? So tell us, A, what office, why, and, what the experience has been for you. Nothing specific about affiliation or, your views on anything, but why'd you do it? What were you thinking? And are you still thinking it? So let's go there.
Yeah, so I'm currently living in Lakeshire. There's about 1,500 residents there. And my neighbor 2 doors down was an alderman. He knew that I was in real estate, and he was looking to kind of change gears. He has served for several years, and he stopped me one day and said, "Hey, I was always wondering, is this something that you might be interested in? You're in real estate. It seems like this might be a good fit for you." So I said, "Well, I'm open," and I'd entertain the concept. And after he...
There's Jax.
after he told me, you know what, this is how it works, it didn't seem too intimidating. So more than anything else, I've collected some phone calls, you know, at 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning whenever the water gets shut off or if the power goes out. I'm the go-to person to call Ameren or the, you know, whichever utility company. So it hasn't been too bad. I've enjoyed the experience so far.
Excellent. So why don't we bring Jax over here, because Jax wants to come over here. So come on over, Jax.
Jax, come. Jax, come. Come on. Good boy.
All right, so in your career, in your life, this little guy has become an important part. Nexcore is dog friendly, as long as you got a friendly dog, and they don't get much friendlier than Jax. But so he comes here with you. He's here with you a lot. He's part of your life, part of your career. So tell us about Jax.
So Jax is a year and a half old. Jax, sit. Good boy. Jax is a year and a half old. I adopted him last 2 Novembers ago. It was right after I got my divorce, and he's just been a blessing. He was he's the first dog I've ever had, first pet I've ever had.
Really?
Aside from a fish, and he gave me someone to love, someone to care for, and at that point in my life, I was used to caring for my mom. I was used to being there for us step by step, and whenever I got him, we kind of changed gears. So it was just a matter of training him to go potty and to do tricks and whatnot. He's been a blessing for me, and yeah, he doesn't know any strangers. I think he loves everyone here, and I think everyone here loves him. So if we have a dog of the month, I'm pretty sure you'd probably be nominated one of these days.
We should.
Yeah.
We should. Note to self. Taylor, I hope you're watching. I know you're watching. Make a comment below and tell us who the dog of the month should be. Curious to see if that's on the live comments. So you brought up something that I wasn't going to bring up, but you brought it up. So I'd like to just comment. You've shared with me privately and personally that your mom was a huge influence on you. So I think when we do these types of member conversations, we call it real talk, right? So it's real talk. Your parents, like mine have with me and yours have with you, and I'm sure most of the people here, good, bad, or whatever, your parents are influencers, and your mom was a huge part of your life. Mm-hmm. And you know, I guess I kind of want to leave it open if there's anything that you wanted to say since you brought it up, or if there's how life has been. You know, I don't know if you're comfortable sharing that, but it seems like whenever you think about her, there's a lot of emotion and there's a lot of real talk. So she was a huge influencer in your real estate career. Mm-hmm. How so?
Yeah. Well, my parents got divorced when I was 11, so my mom played both roles through a good majority of my life. Whenever I had questions in my adult life, before there was Google, she was always my go-to person. She wore more than one hat, had several roles, and she was really good with being able to teach.
I think he wants me.
I'm sure he does.
He does. I'll take it.
She was really good with showing me what she did, why she did it, and how she did it. So a lot of what I've done is based off of the success that she's had. So I definitely miss her. Life's been turned upside down, but I'd love to be able to tell family and friends that I'm not out of the woods yet, but I definitely have a clear trail. So it's been a blessing to be able to get back into work and to be able to catch up with friends, and it's also been a blessing to relate to other friends, because I've had other friends who have known me, who have known the relationship I had with my mom, and it's that point in our lives where all parents are getting older. So
Sure.
I've had a lot of introduction within the last year, 2 years of, hey, look, this is where my parents are at. Can you kind of keep an eye on the house, the property value? Just, can you go over and meet them and have a conversation just so we can be prepared whenever things happen that we're ready, we're not going to be blindsided. So from that standpoint, I can really empathize, and not just with my friends, but also with their parents, because being a full-time caregiver, after you're a full-time caregiver, your life will change. So being able to have that empathy and being able to understand where they're coming from has really helped me become a better listener, and ultimately a better person. So
Jax is going for attention. I wonder if Michelle would walk in.
He always goes for attention.
Yeah, he's a good boy. I think it's important when we're talking in environments like this that people see the real emotion and the real side. And there's obviously a lot of emotion behind what you just shared. And I want to, thank you for being transparent, because there's people going through stuff right now. Yeah. And, I think I know you well enough to be able to say and commit you to, if anybody ever needed to talk, I think Shawn's probably there. So you're tagged in this video across all the videos. We'll make sure your contact information is below. So for those that are facing aging parents, one of the things that you try and do, and probably can more directly relate to, is help them get an assessment of where they are, what steps need to be taken. Speak to that a little bit. Is that what you like to do in real estate, or what's your favorite part of the real estate game?
I do enjoy that. It never hurts to plan. I don't know that you can really be too over-prepared whenever you're going into a situation, because life happens. You don't know which direction it's going to go. And yeah, I do. I start off all my conversations with my clients. I've been in similar shoes. Anything you tell me is confidential. I'll never judge you for anything that you say. I'm open to any suggestions that you have, and how you want to approach everything, but also I want to be able to be the fiduciary, have a fiduciary relationship, the one who doesn't have an emotionally involved.
Come here, Jax. Come on.
It'd be emotionally involved when making the decision, because your house is probably one of the biggest assets you have, and home is close to all of us. So it's one of the things I love most.
Besides Jax.
Yeah. In real estate, so yeah.
So I got to tell you, I understand the real estate world, and crazy stuff happens. So I'm going to ask you some crazy stuff right now. So what's the craziest house you ever went into? What's the craziest thing you've ever seen in a house? You don't have to go specific to anyone's name or anything like that, but what's the craziest thing you've ever seen going into a house?
So right after college, the first agency I worked for, even before I was licensed, I was with Home Busters.
Oh yeah.
And I was a buyer specialist, so I went in to assess the value of houses, formulate about how much the expenses were going to be, what the fair market value is, and find out, this is what price we can offer the owner. Weirdest house I went into had a hole in the floor that was about the size of this room.
Oh. How do you evaluate that?
Well, add 25.
Right.
Obviously, some properties are more distressed than others. That had, obviously we would have been able to purchase that property, but at an extreme discount.
Right.
So yeah, seeing that hole was probably the most eye-opening, because I opened the door and then I called the owner and he's like, you know what, just go. Just leave. We're not interested. So, I mean, I didn't have a hard hat or anything like that when I went. It was just me. So,
just Shawn.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. So people like weird stuff, right? So I'm going to just keep hitting you with some weird stuff. So what is the dirtiest house you've ever walked into? Like from the outside you look and you're like, oh, it's a nice house. You open the door and you go, they have pets, right? They have a lot of pets. So what's the craziest thing you've ever seen? Like dirty, gross house.
Yeah. I'm sure it could have been on Hoarders. I'm sure it probably would have taken the prize. From what I heard, the house had 9 dumpsters, full-size dumpsters that needed to be unloaded. And we're talking this house was maybe 1,000 square feet, so not a huge house. It was a cottage, so there was a bit of an upstairs, and it did have a small basement, but there wasn't more than an aisle other than the waist size that you had to walk through. Papers from 1947 and magazines from all years. So,
wow.
Yeah, it was just one of those things where you kind of didn't know what to say other than, well, what next?
Yeah, for sure. What is a little known fact about Shawn? What's something that if most people heard, they go, man, I didn't know that. That's crazy. So tell me something crazy about you or something wild about you, something unique.
Yeah. So we were talking about this earlier in the week, our different personality styles. And my DISC personality is a C, so I'm a very calculating personality. I look before I leap. But whenever I was in college, I went paragliding. So I jumped off a cliff with an instructor. I was attached to an instructor, but the chute was already open before we jumped off of the mountain. So
you did that?
Yeah.
You pulled the chute before you jumped off the mountain?
No, he had the chute open, and he said, all right, we're going to run down the hill. And as soon as I say 1, 2, 3, jump as hard as you can, and then we're there. So that was an experience for me. And then going through and traveling Europe for a month was a great experience.
Oh, wow. So where'd you go in Europe?
Went to 9 different countries, 13 cities in 30 days. Spent 6 nights on the train. Started in London and went to Brussels, Amsterdam, Munich, Venice, Florence, Rome, Pisa, Madrid, Barcelona, Geneva, and Lucerne, Switzerland, and ended up in Paris. So went with my old roommate. We had the time of our lives over there, living with packs off our backs, and it was just
like no pre-planned place to stay.
Yeah, we had planned places to stay for all of our nights, except for we ended up in Barcelona without a place to stay in June because they were running with the Bulls and all of the hotels were booked. So we ended up crashing on the beach that night.
Did you see the running of the Bulls? Were you there while it was happening?
I didn't. My buddy did. My buddy wanted to, but we weren't able to make time. So of course we're supposed to be going back at some given point in time. So we'll see how that works out.
Very cool. So you're single.
I am.
Any aspirations on the horizon? Anybody that you're seeing?
I'm not seeing anyone at the moment. I'm starting to accept applications.
Single ladies.
So yeah. So right now, I'm doing the best to work on me. My day is completely different than where it was a year ago, 2 years ago. Typically, I journal for about an hour in the morning, I read for about an hour in the morning, and I work out for about an hour in the morning, and then my day begins. So
what time do you have to get up for your day to begin after you do 3 hours of stuff?
Usually 5:30 or 6 o'clock, somewhere in that ballpark. So,
in the morning? On purpose?
Yeah, I know. That's counterintuitive for me too. I used to love to sleep in, but I love my coffee now too. So
I mean, there's I tell everybody all the time, there's nothing wrong with being up at 6 a.m. It's just probably time to go to bed soon.
Yeah.
That's not when you get up. That's when you end the party. All right. So last just couple of questions, and then I'd like to get your vision of an ideal client, but from the other perspective. For whom would you be the ideal realtor? Like if somebody said, I'm looking for a realtor, and they had this, and this, and you go, well, man, that's me. Mm-hmm. What's you, and who would you be the ideal realtor to? Who would you serve best?
Well, like we touched on before, someone who's been in their home for a while and looking to make the next life adjustment. Someone who's getting ready to go through a divorce and needing to part ways with the property as well. I tell people I've been born and raised in St. Louis. It's my backyard.
Where'd you go to high school?
Melville Panthers.
Nice. Somehow I knew that.
Yeah, I know. It was a lot of my sales are in Melville schools, Lindbergh schools, Kirkwood, and then ironically, just out in Wentzville, I have a lot of people that are moving out west. So
not in Lakeshire. Oh, I guess that's Lindbergh schools, right? So that's
schools.
what okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, couple questions. I already hit you with the where did you go to high school, but favorite beverage, adult or otherwise?
Guinness.
Non-adult favorite beverage.
An iced vanilla latte from Starbucks.
Favorite food?
Pizza.
Mozzarella or Provel?
Yes.
Either or.
Sure.
Depends on the pizza.
Yeah.
If you could only one pizza place for the rest of your life, where would it be?
Emo's.
Very well then. All right. What about favorite dessert?
Oh, that's tough. You know what? I grew up with my mom's chocolate chip cookies and brownies, so I'm a sucker when it comes to those desserts. It's hard to say no.
Chocolate chip cookies and brownies. Got it. All right. Best movie you've seen this year?
Best movie I've seen this year. You know, I can't think of a whole lot of movies I've seen this year. So.
All right. Well, we'll skip it. Favorite book?
Outside of the Bible, well, I would say my favorite author would probably be Robert Kiyosaki because I own more of his books than any other author. So.
Gotcha. So you said you're working on you.
Yes.
First. What's the biggest thing you need to work on?
How do you mean?
I don't know. I'm just taking what you said and trying to twist it against you. No, you said you're working on you. So what types of things? Obviously that, for a lot of people that say that, there's physical things. I'm working out more, I'm eating better. And then there's psychological or spiritual things. I'm making these better decisions, or I'm reading more. My personal development is high. What did you mean when you said I'm working on me first?
Yeah, so working out has been a big thing for me now, and as I work out, I listen to motivational talks from like Anthony Robbins or Napoleon Hill or Jim Rome. So just being able to hear the success from others and how they got through some hardships in life has really helped me. And it's also helped me from a physical standpoint. I mean, I've shed over 30 pounds within the last 6 months. So that's been a big accomplishment for myself. And
congratulations.
So, thank you.
So you comfortable talking about the real estate company that you're with now?
Sure.
You seem very passionate about it. It's a unique concept in real estate. So I'd like you to share a little bit. What company are you with, and why'd you make the decision to join?
Currently with EXP Realty. I've been with EXP for about 1 year now. I was actually the first agent in St. Louis to sell as an EXP agent.
So they're brand new.
Well, they're
to St. Louis.
They're newer to St. Louis. We've been in St. Louis for a year now. The company's about 9 years old now. They're an online based company. So there's now brick and mortar brokerages, and then there's the online brokerage, which is EXP. Did a lot of research before I made the switch, I took a lot of the time to journal write and to talk to others about this before I made the jump, because it was
part of your
big,
disc assessment profile.
Yeah, definitely. So it was after reading about the success from the CEO, reading about the success from the upper level management, learning more that this is a publicly traded company. I was just able to really see that this is where the industry is going. It's going online. It's going to be more streamlined. Things are now
for sure
quicker than they have been before, and within this company, it's more collaborative. So after I've been with it, I haven't had any regrets. It's probably one of the greatest decisions I've made. When I joined, the stock was $3 a share. Within the last week or so, I mean, it's been anywhere from $15 to $17. So I feel like that's a good benchmark for me to look at and say, you know what, this is a good. This was
a good benchmark for anyone to look at. In 1 year to go from 3 to 10 is a phenomenal thing to have happen.
Yeah.
So you mentioned, and we're going to kind of wrap up and close, but you mentioned that you're looking to build an agency where you can help mentor and bring new people into real estate. Why is that important to you?
I think a lot of it ties back to just the way that my mom showed me her success. I want to be able to transfer that on to someone else. It's a unique opportunity with EXP because there's not another online brokerage out there. So it is a little bit different. I mean, it's the Amazon of real estate. So, I mean, you don't have to go to the brick and mortar store anymore. All of the resources are available online. So there's a little bit of training.
Huge.
Yeah, there's a little bit of training and development that goes with that, just as you get acclimated. But it's very easy, and the support system is phenomenal. So as I continue to grow in my business, I want to be able to give to others what I have. And not only is it a bigger paycheck, but it's a different lifestyle, because my lifestyle now is around me, not what time I need to go to the office, what time I'm trying to avoid 270 traffic. It's about my goals, not the office goals. So seeing those things and now knowing what I know, I could really say it's a great fit for me. And I mean, it's not a great fit for everyone, but it's definitely an opportunity that has made an impact on my life. I can get to my office within seconds, whether I'm at home or whether I'm here or whether I'm at a Starbucks. Need to be able to take a call to be able to get support, to coach, to train, to do anything I need to do. So,
all right, last question for selfish reasons.
All right.
What have you found most enjoyable about being at Nexcore, or what amenity stands out to you that you utilize more than others?
Yeah, that's a great question. I really love the fact that Nexcore, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days. I love the fact that there's phone booths here, so if you need to take a private call, you're always able to jump in and talk in private, because a lot of my phone calls are confidential.
Sure.
And they're a lot of them were sensitive too, so I don't want the background with chatter and so on and so forth. And then also the support team here. There's people here in all different industries, and it seems like the people that are here they've got a very positive outlook on life, on business, and they're willing to help. go the extra step for you. And I think that you've done a great job with making connections with people here, and you've had a great success as Nexcore continues to grow too.
Cool. Just 25 more highlights. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, Shawn, thank you. Congratulations on your success, man. Thanks for being a part of Nexcore, for being our featured member this week, and being a part of this spotlight and real conversations. We do this every single week. Shawn had a crazy situation yesterday that had to move some things around. So we would have come to you live yesterday, but here we are live today. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Jim Shelvy from Nexcore. Shawn Cowan from eXp Realty. Reach out, connect with him, and thanks so much for watching.